settle for boring. Where you can feast with the nectar of the gods. You'll always have a seat at Norse Hall.
Was that any better?
I mean, it's still pretty loud on my end.
It's pretty loud. All right. Well, everybody knows to go to norse-hall.com. I tried messing with the background music, but apparently that's not really working. I'll find a way. But until then, that is a sign to get your fucking hot sauce and meat, I guess. You know, go to norse-hall.com.
Yeah, they're screaming at you. Yeah, you gotta go make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happens. Let's make sure that we got a little something going on in the background here, and that we look pretty.
There we go.
C-Dub, how's the week going, baby?
It's great, man. It's we're one sleep away from probably one of the most exciting days on the NFL calendar.
Yeah, man. It's certainly people are not going to be sleeping tonight. It's like your trip to Disney the next day. Okay, Everybody's anxious. Everybody's ready. We're hearing reports. Who wants to move up? Who wants to trade down? Just
tonight.
Excitement.
I think tonight's where you put out milk and cookies for Kevin Costner for the draft day.
I believe
movie,
so.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to throw draft day movie on. It's got mixed reviews. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Otherwise, it's still a draft tradition. You still got to watch it.
I love his temper in that movie. He just he throws random shit.
Random fits just all over the place.
Yeah.
It don't matter who he's in front of either.
No, it does. He threw his laptop again. Or no, he threw the intern's laptop.
Yeah, the intern's laptop. I mean, that movie was just wild. No one went to the quarterback's birthday party. You had P. Diddy as a sports agent. It was just insane.
It was.
Great A cinema right there. That's it.
And he says, he's like, I'll get you another one, a better one, with all the bells and whistles and stuff. Classic line with all the bells and whistles.
Oh man.
That is a classic. I've been excited, man. I mean, obviously everybody's looking at. I've been watching Mel Kiper, just everybody, just to see if anything's changing and everything. But again, this is where you see the most smoke and mirrors, right? The most smoke and mirrors you'll ever see. You know what I mean? Like somebody's throwing out. Now it could be true. Like you've told me that Genty could be going to the Jags. Right, I mean,
he's the betting favorite to go there.
Betting favorite, right? Have we heard this at all?
Season. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've heard anything really. It's smokescreen season, but maybe they were all telling the truth the entire time. We just didn't want to listen.
This is fair.
You never know. This is complete mind warfare out there right now.
Yeah, this is.
You don't know who to believe.
No, you really don't. But what we will do is we're gonna get a little info from the NFL news for a second. All right, let's do that. Right. See what's going on. Nothing too crazy, but let's get at it.
Some NFL news. What we got?
We got Lions Kirby Joseph becomes the highest paid safety with a 4-year contract, 86 million extension. Okay, so Kirby Joseph agreed to a 4-year, 86 million on Wednesday. Make him the highest paid safety in the NFL. All right. 21.5 million. Say again?
Say congrats to Kirby Joseph getting the bag.
Yeah, man. 21.5 million annual salary. Okay. Previous was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Antoine Winfield Jr. at 84.2, making 21.25. So, he's congrats to him, man. You don't see many safeties anymore. So,
yeah, I just feel like it's a very undervalued position. I mean, I think that you got to have at least a solid one. I mean, but
Yeah.
It's like running backs. Everyone thinks they can get easily replaced, but the special ones, they're special.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Um, also, I want to go to a little bit of a I would say switch over. We haven't talked a lot about this. All right, so
Okay.
we're gonna go over to a little bit of fantasy for 2 seconds. Nothing nuts, nothing wild. Okay, so
Nerd alert!
sorry, but nerd alert. All right. There was a trade made in our dynasty league, and
There wasn't there?
there
Huh?
was a trade made. Please be my guest, Whisk. You offered me this trade
So
months ago.
This was back in I want to say December.
Yeah, months ago, and
December, yeah.
I slept on it.
Yeah, so I threw it out there. So just for the record, so I have Josh Allen as like my main quarterback in this dynasty league. So I threw it out there. It's like, hey, why don't Dirty has Joe Burrow? So I was like, why don't we just do a little switcheroo, just straight up, Josh Allen for Burrow. All right. Now, obviously, I'm probably getting the lower end of that due to the rushing upside and whatnot. But I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. Watched him at LSU. I got a rookie issue jersey on my wall, so I was like, you know what? Let's pull the trigger. So let's throw a little teaser out there. Let's see if Brian will take the bait. And 4 months later,
Hooked.
We got it. Got the deal done.
So this is from my perspective. This is what I'm looking at. All right, now Joe Burrow has come through in clutch. You're talking 5 touchdown games. He has great receivers. There's a reason why he was number 1 overall picked. Okay. Now in the fantasy world, in the fantasy realm, those first games are always, I don't want to say always, but mostly duds of the season.
Most of September, yeah.
Yeah. So, but when he's on fire. Okay. Yep. He's on fire, and they just signed their 2 wide receivers, and that's good. I do want the rushing. If you're going to offer this to me, I do want the rushing, and I want the rushing touchdowns because they're not afraid to use them inside on goal line. Okay.
Yeah, they're the team, the second most tush pushes.
And we changed our league to 6 points touchdowns.
Yeah, and we added a super flex as well.
So I'm ready for that. So you did get the shit end of the stick on that one, but it was because you want Joe Burrow. So
yeah, I knew what it was.
Yeah.
So, and hey, who knows? I mean, Burrow gets hurt every other year. Josh Allen's been an Iron Man. So,
yeah.
But you never know.
Let me throw this in there too for a second, okay? For people that are always looking for gold when they're trading, okay? These kind of transactions right here, okay? I knew what I was in. I'm a Jets fan. If you think that I want Josh Allen, I don't. But with my wallet, yes, I want him, okay? You bet with your wallet, not with your heart. So if you're in a money league and you're playing as a fan, you already lost. I'm telling you that right now, okay? Bet with your wallet, not with your heart. Now, these kind of transactions here are what keeps transactions going in the long run, because eventually, if C-Dub needs to trade, he's going to look back to me first because I'm willing to make trades. I'm willing to look at stuff. I slept on it for like 4 or 5 months because I do like the way Joe Burrow throws the ball. Okay. And I also knew that he was, I don't want to say getting taken advantage of, but you were going to get the low end of the stick there, So you're going to look to me next time and be like, oh, he's a good trade candidate. Whether or not you go to me first. If you make these consistent trades or good trades, or know that you can lose on a couple of them, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need a huge haul. People will be more likely to trade with you or open to trade with you. And I think that's important.
I think one thing, we're kind of overemphasizing, maybe got the short end stick. They finished 3 and 4. So, Josh Allen finished 3rd overall in fantasy points. Burrow was 4th.
Yeah.
So it's not like a huge difference there.
What you will get too, I mean, if I could throw in a little bit of, goodness to you, he's going to have an easier schedule. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
He knows how to pick apart a defense, and especially in those 2-minute drills, man. All of a sudden, you're getting like 2-minute drills, easy 10 points or something like that. It's wild.
Absolutely. So I think it worked out for both parties. I'm excited for the season, see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll. Speaking of ready to roll, you know who's ready to roll right now? You know who's ready to get on a plane and head over to the draft?
Head over to Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Kenneth Pruitt, what is going on, my friend?
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Let's
little over 20, let's call it 26 hours away.
We made sure
It's coming on.
that we backed this up just to make sure that you were set and ready to go, man, because
Definitely.
we want to make sure that you were on here, man. We don't want to miss out, man.
Looking forward to it.
Now, where you're going to be flying into Green Bay?
You fly into Milwaukee, and
Okay.
then we're gonna take the hour or so. Well, with traffic, it'll probably be more like 2 hours up to Green Bay first thing in the morning, and be ready for a long day.
Fair enough.
There
All
you
right,
go.
cool beans. I like it. So let's get this rolling. And we got somebody else that always has some really good takes, man. It's always great. It's always great hearing the takes that he has. And huge Green Bay Packers fan, but also not just a Packers fan. He knows his shit. Okay, we're just gonna put it out there. He knows his shit. Flint Given, what's going on, baby? How you doing? How you feeling?
Doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing great, baby. We're doing great. We're a day away. How does everybody feel about this? Like,
Finally, relief. It's here.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah, woosah, baby.
Woosah. We have arrived. Baby. So, with nothing else to say, we're jumping into this bad boy, okay? So, what I want to do here, though, with the wheel or without the wheel?
Oh, come on! It's got to be with the wheel, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Do that.
Well,
I'm just making sure. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. So with the wheel, with our amazing wheel. Whoever designed this should get a pay raise, by the way. All right. So having our guests first, Flint, we're gonna start with you. All right, buddy?
All right.
All right, let's do it. And we will I feel like I'm on top. I'm on it today, right? Like everybody sees the screen. You know what I mean? I'm not messing up here and there. All right, ready? Let's do it, baby.
I'm guessing Raiders.
Oh, that would be poetic, wouldn't it?
Ooh,
Got another rival.
he cannot get out of his division. Oh, the Bears. All right, buckle up, Buttercup. Let's do it. All right, Kenneth, you ready?
I'm always ready.
Let's do it, baby. All right.
I'm gonna go Dolphins. As my guess.
Dolphins. I'm gonna say Raiders. That was close.
Are you kidding me?
The Dolphins.
Yes, called it.
Absolutely called it.
Wow.
Look at that. And Fuego, baby.
There it is. All right. All right. C-Dub. I'm gonna put a little magic on it. A little New Orleans magic. Okay.
Watch,
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up with the Bills because I
No, you're
traded
gonna
Josh
end up with
Allen.
New Orleans here, baby. Maybe not.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. Ooh,
The
Jaguars.
Jags. All right. And let's see who I got here.
What, Jets?
Patriots.
Why wouldn't it be?
Patriots.
Shout outs to
Yeah.
Luis.
Shout out Luis.
Who's
Okay.
By the way, before we start this, okay? We were on the phone with Luis today, earlier.
Yeah, we were.
He said one of the best quotes I've ever heard in my life. He said, "Don't judge a book by its cover, but fuck it. I judge people."
Exact
So-
words. Yeah. That was.
Yeah, quoting Luis over here.
Oh,
We're gonna
man.
get that on a t-shirt. So, all right, let's get this rocking and rolling. Boom. All right. All right, we got the Great Dane barking in the back. Cool. We're going
Very
7-rounder today, gentlemen.
Let's do it.
All
All
right.
right. Buckle up.
All right. So we got
Jacksonville, Houston, Miami, and Chicago.
Give me those Dolphins.
all right, Jacksonville. Wait, hold on. Houston,
And in Chicago.
Miami, Chicago.
Top right.
Chicago. Top corner. There we go. All right, you ready? Let's rock and
Let's get
roll. All right. So far, looking good.
All right.
Jacksonville,
Ooh,
you're up, baby. What do you got, C-Dub?
nobody wants to. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
Wow,
Now that's a trade.
yeah, that's a haul. Okay. What else we got? Who else is offering the farm? All right, Cincy. Okay. Now who's the third offer? Ooh.
That's not bad.
That's worth taking.
Yeah. I think
Raiders?
my guess is they're targeting Genty here. So yeah, I'll take the Raiders pick. We'll move up.
Raiders pick. Wow. Moving back one and giving up
33
a
spot.
37 overall. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Except. Oh,
Ooh, T-Mac. Okay.
T-Mac.
Oh, if that happens tomorrow, guys, I'm going on sabbatical. Medical leave.
Oh man.
All right. So
All right.
you got some more picks here.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
All right. You're up again. Pittsburgh. Actually, I want to. Pittsburgh win a 21st, a first round next year, second round next year, and a fourth round next year.
That's a big haul.
Ooh, that's a lot
Yeah.
of firepower.
12.
Now you know who that pick is for.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna stick a pick. I'm gonna reject.
Okay.
I thought you were going to take it.
Thought about it.
Kenneth
Thought
is looking
about
for chaos today.
You know.
Oh no, I'm going to get plenty of that tomorrow. So
So, any guesses on who I'm gonna take here?
yeah, running back, Boise
Yeah.
State.
I mean, Kenneth is right on. That's my guy,
Running back, Boise State.
Mr.
All right.
Ashton Genty. Just
All right.
stud, absolute beast. Give him the keys to the offense. Let's protect Trevor Lawrence by just giving him the rock 350 times. Let's do
350
it.
times.
Let's do it.
Genty.
Let's run the
Welcome to
damn
Florida.
ball, baby. Let's go.
All right. All right. Chicago, you are up, my friend.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the Giants trade.
Oh.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Now the fan of Flint wants to take the pick.
Yeah. All right. Buffalo still trying to move up.
Yeah, let me just see his available really quick.
Oh, pretty much everybody's still available.
Yeah. Well, it'd been interesting Ram if he was here. Guess because I've seen this in mocks, I'll do Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren
For the
to
Bears.
Chicago.
You know, they have Cole Kmet. I know, 2 tight end sets. They'll have those guys.
All right. All right. Tyler Warren. Take a little twist in there. Chicago at 10. Let's do it. Miami, you are up.
Rejecting all trades.
Wow. You don't even want to look at them.
Rejecting all trades.
You know what? Reject and reject.
And this is why, because we'll see this tomorrow night where GMs try to get really cute and move down just a couple of picks, and
Yep.
the guy that they absolutely have to get is off the board. The Dolphins have to protect Tua at all costs. Kevin Banks tackle, University of Texas, off the board.
There it is. Kevin Banks. I like it. That they need that. They definitely need that. All right. Wow. 2 tight ends off before the Chargers hit. All right. Los Angeles Rams.
Interesting.
That is interesting. 46? No. 34? A little interesting. But let me see who's on here. You know what? I'll be okay with some of this. So I'm going to go back one because there's 2 guys that I'm looking at here. So I'm going to go back one. And I'm cool with that. They picked up
Who did they get?
no, I'm not taking
Jihad
that
Campbell.
risk. Yeah, they took Jihad Campbell. The Texans desperately need offensive line help here. And that's exactly where we're going to go. And I am a fan of Josh Simmons, but I'm also a fan of Gray Zabel. Okay. And I think that's the direction we're going to go. We're going to go Gray Zabel here. And because a lot of these guys can be moved into guard and stuff like that, but he can kind of play both. So we're gonna rock with Gray Zabel here. North Dakota State. All right, going into round 2. Milroe is gone to the Browns. Jacksonville, you're up at 36.
Okay. All right. Ball back 8 spots. Get a third. Okay. What else we got?
San
You know what?
Francisco.
Let's go and give Dallas. We'll trade with them so they come get their running back.
Okay.
Make them a third for next year. So let's accept that.
All right. Marion Hampton.
All right. Ooh. What else we got? No, let's take a pick. All right. So let's see. Let's add to some defense. You know, Jacksonville's defense hasn't been too great over the last few seasons or for a while. So I'm actually going to go with, let's go Kenneth Grant, DT out of Michigan. Big monster in the middle.
Yep. They need some help on that defense too.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, man. Two solid picks so far. So
and we got to rebuild Jacksonville.
There we go, Kenneth Grant. All right, the Bears, you're up. Pick 39.
Let me see the other trade offers. Yeah, I'll pass on them. I'm going to take Derek Harmon.
A man that knows what he wants.
Yeah. I was looking at him and Grant, so whoever.
Okay.
All to me.
Out of Oregon. Let's do it. Derek Harmon. And right back to you, Chicago, at pick 41.
Pass on the Chiefs offer. Let me look at the running backs, right? If I can do that.
Ooh.
I think just to fit this offense and what Ben Johnson wants to do, I'll take Henderson.
Henderson? Henderson it is, sir. Running back out of Ohio State. Not too bad. I like this. There you go. And Jacksonville, you're back on with pick 44.
All right. Nah, I don't think I want to fall back anymore. So it's just going to reject that. Sorry, Pittsburgh.
Are you sorry?
No.
Nah, not quite, but that's okay. Can I see the full board form, please?
You can. Only for you, sir. Only
Appreciate
for you.
it. Appreciate it. All right. I'm going to go with some more offensive line help so we can create some running lanes, keep Trevor Lawrence upright. I'm going to go with Donovan Jackson, guard out of Ohio State.
Here it is.
It's more
Donovan Jackson.
offensive line. Let's get it.
Miami, pick 48.
All right, let's see. Looking at the needs. All right, so we got our tackle. Too early to take a linebacker. Tell you what, let's take a look at those defensive tackles. Feel like we need to get one. Oh, we don't need to look any further. How is that guy still on the board? Ole Miss University, Walter Nolan. Welcome to South Beach.
Welcome to South Beach, Walter Nolan. All right, there it is. He saw what he wanted. He grabbed it. He's ready to roll. I like it. All right, Texans are here. Pick 58. Not moving back that many spots with Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. Going back 5 spots.
Do you really want to help the chefs? I mean, come on.
No, because they still need help. They really, really, really still need help here. And there's a couple things that I'm looking at, and I think he'll be gone. And this isn't going to be sexy, but it's what they need. I'm going to go offensive line yet again. It's not sexy, but we are going to go
Let's protect the franchise.
Ariante Ursary. Okay. We're going to get the tackle. Tunsil is gone. We need to keep this guy on his feet. And you know what? We can find these other guys coming in later rounds. So two picks, offensive line. Let's give the coach what he needs.
All right.
All right, going in the round 3, the Giants, Alfred Collins. All right, defensive tackle from Texas. Chicago, you are up at 72.
I'll see the next trade offer.
That's a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'll do that trade. Just going back 2 spots.
That's good.
Is this the first time you've ever accepted a trade on here?
No, I think I did one last. I think I do usually like one.
That's
Yeah,
the average?
one and done.
1.2. The average is 1.2. All right, fair enough. All right. Back at 74, sir.
Let me see who's available, and then
let's do it.
Since I feel like Chicago right here is not like with the guys I got. I don't think have like glaring needs, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's more like depth and stuff. I guess the one spot I might look at if I can just see the safeties available, because Kevin Byard, he's up there in age. I just want to. Yeah, actually, Kevin Winston, I would like. I know you got him last time, so.
Yeah. Guy does not. This guy does not miss tackles, man. Yeah. This guy loves tackling.
Tackled 2 years ago. And then,
he loves to do it well.
Yeah, I'll take Kevin Winston.
Kevin Winston Jr. Let's do it. All right, we are heading back down to Houston, 79 with Green Bay at 87. I don't know about that. 85 with Denver, possibly. Let me see who's on the board real quick. All right, so we went offense. Looking at this right now. You know what? We are going to give a defensive head coach a little bit of help on this one. And we're going to aim towards defensive tackle. And we're going to go Omar Norman Lott from Tennessee.
Nice.
There we go.
We're going to try and stop the run, control the ball, give it back to the offense here. So we're going to go
monster in the middle.
Yep. So we're going all trenches so far, and I think that's what they need in this to get everything back. All right, going down to Jacksonville at 88.
All right. Okay. It's okay. What's the other offer that's out there? The Jets. No, I don't want to help those guys.
Yeah, those guys suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick and pick, baby.
All right, stick and pick it is.
All right. Can you take me to the receivers, please?
No.
All right. We're gonna go off of guesstimations then. Here we go.
Guesstimations, I like it.
All right, so we'll let the board fall how it's going to. Let's go to tight ends. I think I have somebody in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can keep. We're gonna take Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami.
There you go. Good
Big
route
body
runner.
pass catcher, route runner. Yeah, let's add him to the offense.
There you go. All right. I'm up. Pick 89 for Houston. We can move back with New York. No, we're not going to do that. Because what we are going to do is, since we have this and ready to rock and roll, we're going to get a weapon here. We're definitely we're going to get a weapon for Mr. Stroud. See how he feels about that. And we have injuries on the wide receiver line there. So we're going to take a look at some stuff. I'm looking, and let's see, when's the next pick? You know what? Nah.
Yeah, nah, man.
Let's do. You know what? He's here. Let's get the running game going. I'm gonna step outside the box. We're going Cameron Scattaboo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get this running back going.
Love it.
Let's control the clock.
Let's get some attitude in the running back room.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do that.
All right, Miami, you're up at 98. Pick 98.
All right, let's see. We've gotten, let's see, what have we gotten already? We've gotten our offensive tackle. We got the big fella in the middle to play defense. So now we can truly go best player. Let's take a look at that secondary. Let's see, what do we have here? Way too early for the corners at this point. Safeties. I think he'll be there later.
Don't be that guy, Kenneth.
No, he'll be there. He'll be there.
You called us out earlier. You said you're gonna be a
No.
lot of
That's when you're sliding down, just trying to get him. This guy, he'll still be there in the fourth, and I'll tell you once our pick comes around in the fourth round.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look. Yeah, let's just take a look. Let's take a look. Best player available left. All right, let's see. Safety from Ohio State. No. Farmer would be nice, but we've already picked that up. So, you know what? Let's put another young body there on the defensive line there. Aston Gillette out of Louisville, edge.
There you go. 262, 264. Edge out of Louisville. Like it. Let's do it. All right. Houston back up at pick 101. Pick 118 to move back. Next year's fourth. No. 109. Buffalo's fourth. No. What they do have, and it might be a little bit. I don't want to say too soon, because they don't have another pick until later on. Okay. So we are going to get yet another weapon for Stroud, because that wide receiver room is hurt, and they had to trade for Christian Kirk, and Christian Kirk is injury prone, and we are going to go Savion Williams out of TCU.
Ooh, okay.
Keeping them close.
Yep. Into the fourth round, Will Howard going to the Titans, QB Ohio State, after they already have Cam Ward.
Wow.
Go Titans.
Well, there goes my pick. I'm just kidding.
Jacksonville, you are up at 107 with no trades. Nobody likes you.
All right, fair enough. Can you scroll up to the top of the all, please?
Only for you.
Thank you. All right. Let's see, I need some help on defense. Maybe receiver. Can we go look at the safeties? What's left? Oh, there's a small run that just went on them. Okay. And then let's take a look at the corners. All right. Okay. I think let's go back to the offense, go to receivers. I'm gonna pick another body, put in there. Let's go with the speedster out of Tennessee, Dante Thornton. Big body,
Yeah.
fast.
You go 6'4",
Explosive
205,
playmaker.
baby. Big dude.
Yeah, let's let him to the room.
Dante Thornton. Welcome to Florida. Hold on, I want to pause this for a second. I want to highlight that right there, just for Kenneth.
Little
What you
RJ
got for
Harvey.
me?
RJ Harvey to the Raiders.
Would be interesting.
It would be. All right. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's see
Let's
if
go.
my pick's still sitting there.
116 Miami, you're on the board.
Let's go back to safeties and let's see if he's still sitting there at the top of the wish list. I told you he'd still be sitting there. Penn State safety Jalen Reed.
Jalen Reed, 5'11".
No need to take him around early.
Right. Look at you. Wheeling and dealing, I like it.
Now I had a backup plan just in case, though.
I bet you did. All right. We got closing into Jacksonville on 126.
All right. Let's go check out the corners. See, do you mind clicking on Quincy Riley? I just want to see his size. 5'10", 194. Yeah, let's lock him up. Let's take Quincy Riley. Add to our cornerback room. Some much needed depth.
There you go.
Let's lock
Guy
it up.
seems to get the ball to the other side. So there you go. Quincy Riley. Welcome to Jacksonville. And we are going towards Miami at 135, sir.
All right.
I'll give you the all.
Yeah, let's take the all. Let's take the all. We will not be taking Quinn Ewers.
I have a feeling a lot of teams are going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I hear his name called before day 3, it's gonna be some interesting thoughts about that one. Let's see. Okay, it can never hurt to look at the offensive guards. Let's see if a big fella's still sitting there. Oh, way too early for any of you guys. You guys are truly late day 3. Well, we're in the day 3, so. Marcus Tate, Willie Lumpkin, Xavier Trust. All right, let's go back to all. Let's look at best player available. Now that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, this is going to be hard to pass up. All right, we just got rid of Raheem Mustard, and I don't mind keeping a guy local. You know what? No, we got to get big. We got to get big. Offensive tackle out of NC State, Anthony Benton. Can never 135. Yeah, can never have enough big fellas. So
There's a big dude.
That's a big boy right there.
All right, let's do it, Anthony. Anthony, Miami. Okay, going in the round 5. The Vikings traded with the Steelers, and they get defensive tackle Jordan Phillips from Maryland. Chicago, you're up at 140.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the Browns offer. And then
I mean, you already had your one, so yeah.
Sure.
Could I look at the offensive tackles and the edge rushers just to see who's available? Okay, I'll look at the edge. Let me see the corners again. I know C-Dub was looking at them.
Yep.
Yeah. This is going to be a interesting draft. There's so much depth in like 3 or 4
Yeah.
like areas. It's gonna be great.
Just let me look at Zach Frazier for a second, just the details.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's me,
He
by the
kind
way.
of fits what Dennis Allen wants, so just for depth, behind Stevenson, I'll take that, him. Zach Frazier.
I don't think is that a misspell?
No,
This is Zoff Frazier.
yeah,
Sorry,
that's Darrell's guy. He's with UTSA.
Okay.
So I
All right.
mispronounced Zoff Frazier.
Zoff Frazier. Just that's what I like about
Zoff
people on
Frazier.
our show. They just rename people. I do it all the time. I've been calling Cam Ward Cam Akers for the past month.
Dude,
2
every
months.
conversation, I'm like,
Yeah.
hold up.
Cam Akers, #1 overall. Switch to
I'm gonna have
quarterback,
to
went back
use
to
that
college.
tomorrow night. I'm gonna have to use that tomorrow.
Dude, don't let me get in your head because you're gonna start making mistakes that I make.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
All right, well, Zach Frazier, welcome to Chicago. All right, Jacksonville, you're back on 142.
All right. Nah, I don't want to help Buffalo. Forget that.
All right.
All right, let's go to all. Go with best player available. No, I'm actually let's add some youth to the linebacker room. Let's go Danny Stutzman, tackling machine out of Oklahoma. Number 132 right there.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Tackling
That's not a
few.
bad pick. That's not a bad pick.
There you go.
Yeah.
6'3", 233. That's whew.
Yeah.
All right. Stutzman, you're in.
Jaguar.
All right. Chicago, 148. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I'll pass on the Jets offer.
It's usually what people do.
Yeah, forget those guys.
Since I already looked at the other ones recently, let me see the receivers available. Can you go back to
I
all?
will. If he don't, I'm gonna pick him. If he don't, I'm picking him.
What do you want to see, Flint?
Yes, all. I just want to see who the
Got
best
you.
available.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers, lock him up. Bring some competition in for Caleb. Let's do it.
At 146, I'll do Cornelius, the tackle.
Ajani Cornelius. Yep. Nice.
There we go.
All right. Like that pick. I do. All right. Miami, you're up at 150, bud.
Let's go ahead and go back to wide receiver. Ooh. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to wide receiver.
He saw another eye candy.
I did.
Yeah, he saw something.
I did. But I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna address the wide receiver room, not for now, but for later. Didn't have a great season this year, but I think he's still got some upside left. And for him to still be on the board right now, gotta go ahead and take him. We're heading back to the Lone Star State. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver, Texas.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
But that's who I thought you were gonna take.
I was looking for him for next round.
You were eyeing that wide receiver board, and I was like, okay, we gotta go now.
I'm not gonna lie, this is looking like a great draft for Miami.
Yeah.
All right, going towards
great system for him.
Mm-hmm. Miami, you're back on 155.
Ooh. Now we're cooking with some stuff here. All right, let's see. We got our safety, we got our guard, we got our tackle, we got our defensive tackle. Do I want to look at linebacker here? Is there anybody worth taking at the linebacker spot?
Got some dudes.
Yeah. I think I see my linebacker. We're gonna go up to the national champs. They're out of Columbus, Ohio. Linebacker Cody Simon.
Cody Simon, 6'1", 229. I like him.
There you go.
Cody Simon. A little
Cody
bit
Simon.
hotter weather. You're heading down south, my friend.
Simon says.
Simon says, go towards the humidity. All right, and we are closing into 166. Quinn Ewers goes to the Eagles, by the way, at
Here we go.
165.
Wow.
If anybody can make him a winner, it is them. But right now, 166, Texans are in. And so they did offensive guard, or I'm sorry, they did guard, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, wide receiver, or I'm sorry, running back, wide receiver. And I think it might be time to address a little bit more defense. And I'm going to look. I'm going to look at some. There's actually a few things that I want to see. Where is there another pick? Is it doable? Okay. Well, I'm looking at two things here. It's either they're going to need to get a tight end soon. But their defense, I'm thinking that they could use a linebacker. And also to stop the run, we're going to go Jack Kaiser from Notre Dame.
There we go.
We're going to fill that.
He had a good Senior Bowl.
Not bad.
Good player.
All right. Going into round 6, Upton Stout, cornerback from West Kentucky, to the Bills at 177. And Jacksonville, you are back on at 182.
All right. I think here I'm just going to continue to add some weapons on offense. It's going to be kind of pick out of left field, but I'm going to go with Brashard Smith, running back out of SMU.
Okay.
He was a converted receiver.
Ooh.
So he's got some explosive playmaking ability. I got to see him live quite a bit this year doing the SMU game. So explosive playmaker. Let's bring him to Jacksonville.
Brashard Smith. There it is. All right. Coming down the board to looks like Jacksonville back at it at 194.
Okay. Can you show me the size on Jack Nelson and then Caleb Rogers? I'm gonna add another tackle to this.
Oof.
If he's a Wisconsin tackle, he's a big fella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They-
without a doubt.
Got to be able to play in that cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be able to run the ball.
All right. And then you might show me Caleb Rogers. He's right underneath Jack Nelson, yeah.
Puny guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. 312.
Right. All right. I think here, I think we're gonna go with Jack Nelson, tackle out of Wisconsin.
Okay.
Another big body. We got to protect Trevor Lawrence. That was some injuries last year, so try to keep him upright.
Jack Nelson, Jaguars. Pick 194. And we are about to soon enough close in on
Eventually.
round 6. That doesn't close in fast enough. A lot of those comp picks. But starting off round 7 would be the Cowboys with Sebastian Castro from Iowa, the safety at 217. And Jacksonville again.
Yeah, 3 in a
You are
row,
on
baby.
221.
All right. I think here we're just gonna take a flyer on a safety from a big time program. I'm gonna go with Dan Jackson, safety out of Georgia.
Okay. 6 foot, 194. All right, let's do it. Dan Jackson,
Let's do it.
down to Florida. Miami, you're up at 224.
Okay, now we're just taking bodies at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, he's already off the board. You know what? Let's go back to that defensive line. We're going back to Ohio State. Ty Hamilton.
6'2", 299.
There you go.
There you go, run defender. Ty Hamilton. Florida's getting a lot of people today, man.
Yeah.
Florida is getting a ton. Hey, back
All
to
right,
Miami at
We're
231.
back on. We're back
There
on.
we go.
Okay, let's see. All right, we've addressed the defensive line quite a bit. Boy, Miami would actually love this draft if it played out that way.
Yeah, maybe they should hire you.
Hey, I'm comfortable in South Beach. All right, let's take a look at offense. Let's see who's available. Okay, man, if I knew Rocket Sanders was going to be there, I would have held on and took him. Let's see if there's, you know what? Let's go ahead and take the tight end out of Texas Tech, Jalen Connors.
All right, 6'3", 260, good size boy.
Yeah.
Jalen Conyers. All right. And Chicago, 233. You are up, sir.
Could I look at the receivers?
Yeah, he's there.
Sign between two guys. I'll take Jimmy Horn Jr.
All right.
Jimmy Horn.
Who was the other one?
Same college, I was looking at Western. But
DeJounte
I'll
Western.
take Jimmy Horn.
DeJounte Wester. Okay. Jimmy Horn Jr.
Yep.
All right. And we got Houston at 236. We go back here, and we're gonna go ahead and approach the back end of the field with Dante Trader Jr. I don't know too much about him, but usually D'Amico Ryan can make some. He gets the most out of players. So we're gonna see what the safety can do if he can attach to this defense that he likes so much, and we're gonna go Dante Trader just to fill in some more holes. Going down to 41. Houston is back on again.
Houston's back.
Yep, Houston's back. This time around, we're gonna go. We've been pushing around here and there, so let's go. Let's fill in another spot so we can spread the love a little bit. We're gonna take a look at edge for a second. Elijah Williams, 6'2", 288. Or I was looking at a corner or tight end. But let's go Elijah Williams out of Morgan State.
Okay.
We're gonna still give it. We got all the weapons we needed so far, and let's focus on the defense a little bit. Give D'Amico Ryan what he needs. All right, coming back down. Miami at 253. What are you looking at?
All right, we've been all over the place here, so
everybody coming to South Beach.
Truly, now I'm looking at who can be either a late rotation guy or a core special teams guy. I'm gonna go with the University of Oregon cornerback Jabbar Mohammed, 254.
There you go. 5'9", 182. Quick-footed. Feisty, that's what you want.
Special teams guy.
Yep.
Okay.
All day.
All right. Jabbar Muhammad to Miami. That concludes our 7-round. Houston.
Interesting.
All right.
Nice.
So we'll go over this real quick. Houston went with Gray Zabel, 26 overall. North Dakota State. They just need to solidify that line. They've had a lot of trouble with the offensive line on the offseason. So round 258 at pick 58, Ariante S. Ursery, offensive tackle out of Minnesota, just solidifying that line again. We've seen how Stroud can be when he is on his feet. We've seen him have success, so we're going to go back to that and make sure that he can do that. Pick 79, Omar Norman Lott. We're going to stick him right in there. He's going to make some plays. He's got a good first step, and it can make that defensive line just a little bit scarier. Come back at 89, Cameron Scadaboo. This guy's like, let's be honest, a lot of people want him, and if he's there, somebody's going to take him, and it just so happened to be the Houston Texans. Run the ball, keep the ball, win the game. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that this running back can do. Savion Williams, you got to add to that wide receiver depth. You're missing big keys. That's why you made a trade, but the trades that they make are only Band-Aids. You need somebody to stick out here. Not saying he's going to be crazy good, but he is good enough to play in this system, especially with somebody like Stroud when he just wants to dump the ball off a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, it's a versatile playmaker right there.
Yeah. So 166, going back to the defense, Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame. A lot of these people can be coached well coming from Notre Dame, Navy, Air Force. They're disciplined. So a lot of these. So I think it's a good pick for a linebacker to see what D'Amico Ryan wants to do. In 236 and 241, like Kenneth was saying, they're just kind of bodies to see if they can catch on to this. Dante Trader Jr., the safety out of Maryland, and an edge rusher from Oregon State, Elijah Williams. So kind of, salt and pepper all over the team just to fill some spots to make sure we can upgrade in some other spots.
There we go. Solid draft.
All right. Chicago. Let's run through it. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, so in the first round, I got Tyler Warren, so they have a pretty good two tight end set, maybe the best in the league, arguably, with him and Kmet. It's a pretty good duo. And then Derek Harmon, I think he's kind of like
he's going
I would
way
like
higher.
him for Pittsburgh at 21. So for him, all of 39. I think he does have medical concerns, if I heard correctly, just reports. But at 39, I thought it was really good value. Helps their defense. And then Henderson, I think he's actually pretty comparable to DeAndre Swift that they have. But, Swift might be only on the Bears for a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he can fill in. They have Johnson already. So, and also for this offense, it's kind of like the Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery kind of, they have Henderson and Johnson probably for maybe not this year, but the following year. And then Winston, I think that's a good safety, probably the third safety right now. But, once Byard either, leaves next year or whatever, he'll be the guy to fill in. And then Zaw Frazier, I know I got his name wrong. Got it right this time. But I was just looking for a corner to fit Dennis Allen's defense that for depth, because Stevenson and Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon are a pretty good trio. So, right now he'd probably be more of a special teams at this point in his first year. But just in case, one of those guys leave, not necessarily Gordon and Jalen Johnson, but maybe Stevenson in the future, and maybe he can fill in. And then Cornelius is more just depth, a tackle for Braxton Jones. Maybe eventually he leaves. Obviously, they had Darnell Wright. They just got 3 new interior offensive linemen. So I was just looking for depth at that point. And then Horn was my last pick, probably more of a special teamer. But that's my draft, obviously, for the Bears. Obviously, they lost a couple picks because of Tooney and Jonah Jackson. So, still 7 picks. So that's my draft.
There you go. Not bad. All right, let's move over to Jacksonville. Okay. You got
all right.
53-man roster you drafted. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got the whole squad, baby. What's up? All right. So first pick, we took Ashton Genty. Give us a new identity on offense. Give us an explosive playmaker. It's going to be the guy in Jacksonville. Let's take a lot of pressure off Trevor Lawrence. Then pick 37, came back and took Kenneth Grant, just a monster defensive tackle in the middle of the defense. Then from there, pick 44, got a guard, Donovan Jackson, just a big body guard to be able to open up some run lanes, protect Trevor Lawrence. Came back at pick 88, got the tight end Elijah Arroyo out of Miami. Another weapon in the passing game. Again, we want to have a specific identity and focus the offense around Mr. Lawrence. Pick 107 came back. Dante Thornton, receiver out of Tennessee, big body, fast playmaker. Pick 126 took cornerback Quincy Riley out of Louisville. Pick 142 got some linebacker depth. Danny Stutzman, linebacker out of Oklahoma. Then pick 182. I'm just gonna label him as an offensive playmaker. Brashard Smith, great return man, can play running back and receiver. So added some late round depth there. And then pick 194 took a tackle Jack Nelson out of Wisconsin, just to add to the offensive line room. Then at pick 221 took safety Dan Jackson, guy that's played a lot of snaps at Georgia, and big special teams guy at the end. And in the process, we picked up a third round pick from Dallas in the 2026 draft. That's what we did in Jacksonville.
Doesn't Jacksonville have a new GM?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that exactly what happened in draft day?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Just calling it how it is here.
No, yeah, it's parallels. It's just it created the future. You know exactly what's going to happen.
It's one of the greatest movies because he even says, he's like, 4. Want your next 4 second rounders. No. Stay with me on planet Earth here.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I will forever quote that movie. It's a great movie. All right. Let's move over to Miami. Who had more? No, you both drafted the same amount of people. 67 people. All right.
Hey, when you get 2 legitimate starters in your first 2 picks, you're hitting really good at that point. This team has got to protect the quarterback and Kevin Banks Jr. with the retirement of the tackle there in Teron Armstead. You got to replace him, and if you're the Dolphins, you can't wait. You got to go ahead and get that tackle right away. Kevin Banks Jr. is going to protect Tua, and then the fact that Walter Nolan was still on the board that late, I thought was like, okay, Christmas come early for Dolphins, because now you have your true bona fide 3 technique in Walter Nolan. Guy's going to be a absolute stud. And then you do some things later in the draft where you're just looking to hit on maybe 1 or 2 developmental guys. I think Jalen Reed being able to roam back there in the back end of the secondary. Isaiah Bond, name to watch if this was to unfold for the Dolphins. You don't know what Tyreek Hill's situation is going to be. So to have just another quality speed wide receiver there for Tua, big pickup there.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a haul right there. It's great.
It is a huge haul, dude. It's amazing.
Hey, Stephen Ross, if you need me, I'm available.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, we're here, gentlemen. We're here. The time we've been waiting for, right? All season has gone by. We've said, oh, it's here in 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. And now we put everything under our pillow tonight before we go to bed,
Yep.
That's what we do. Wait, hold on a second. Flint, is
What?
that another angle?
I just slightly turned to see other stuff. I changed it up for you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, it looks like a completely. Yeah, man.
Man, that is awesome.
That's elite.
Jeez.
And that's see though, there's a lot of stuff in his room. He got all jerseys hanging up.
Yeah. But it's a bunch of Saint stuff. Nobody cares about that.
You want to know something? You know what's really funny is the fact that C-Dub actually had it painted. Go ahead. Tell him why you changed the color.
Oh yeah, no. The first color I did, it was like a mustard yellow, and that was not what I was looking for. But we got him, came back in and do it right. We got the Saints gold and the Saints black. So we in here. I even got the ceiling.
Man. I just do lights. So much easier to turn on. Plus, I have all the inventory here, so it's good.
Pick number 9 tomorrow night.
Are you wanting to know what I would go
Yeah.
with?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's tough. I would hope and pray that Genty's there, which obviously I don't feel like he will be, because I would love that. Honestly, I'd probably go with a tackle. Whoever your top rated tackle is, whoever you felt is the best offensive lineman in the process, because even GM came out today and said it was not picking up Trevor Penning's 5th-year option. So cool, we can move him around. Is he going to be here in the future? Probably not. He hasn't really panned out too well. We're going to need somebody, and I would prefer if we could get like a left tackle so we can move Fuaga to the right side, more of his natural position.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going OT. Built through the trenches.
Kevin Banks Jr.
Sign me up. Love it.
Doesn't matter what quarterback, you got to keep him up. You know, this is the perfect draft to do it. It's the perfect draft to do it. Like I know there's going to be people next year too, but like you're going to create terrible habits for a quarterback if you don't address the offensive line now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I hate to say this, but it's just I believe it's true. Shedeur Sanders has a bad knack of continuing to drift backwards because he didn't have a good offensive line. And I worry about that coming into the NFL because these guys are faster, stronger, and quicker. Okay? Like, I mean, there's a difference between speed and quickness, right? So, like, the quickness off the jump with these edge rushers, they're coming at you, man. Like, you might not have that drift that you think that you did. I was surprised that Jaden Daniels made it look easy all year. And I'm still baffled by it. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people have that. And
look at that system he played in at LSU his last year.
Yeah.
Will Campbell on one side, Emory Jones on the other. He was pretty well insulated there down in Baton Rouge.
And I'm worried that if you don't get these tackles now for, you know, who's going to be starting for the Saints?
This moment in time, it's Spencer Rattler.
And you look, he had some flashes. You know what I mean? Not saying he's great or anything like that, but if you give him a little bit more time, I like the play caller. Who doesn't like Kellen Moore? I think we all like Kellen Moore as a play caller.
Yeah, not with Spencer Rattler, I don't.
Nice. Have a little faith.
Now, if I'm a Saints fan, I am saying, you know what? Let's punt on the year.
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and punt on the year, trade back, get as many picks for next year. Go ahead and I know Mickey Loomis will never clean up the cap, but go ahead and take your cap hits this year.
Any guesses on the last time the Saints traded back? Anybody?
When did they become an organization?
67.
67.
Yeah.
Because they have not.
So, fun fact is the iPhone was not yet invented.
Yeah,
Last time we traded back. So, 2007 was the last time we traded back.
That's when I had strep throat and tonsillitis.
Yeah.
At the same time, by the way.
We the Saints have traded up 27 times, 27 straight times.
Wait, 27 straight times?
They've traded up in every single draft 27 times in a row.
Not just in general.
Just in general. They've traded up every single draft.
All right.
No, this is a year the Saints should definitely look to trade back.
That would be ideal, but you know, there's a pattern with these guys.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to break pattern.
No.
Flint, Green Bay. I'm going to be literally on campus.
You're going to be there?
Literally going to be on campus. Where does Green Bay go?
I mean, right now I'm guessing corner probably.
Ooh.
Or I just don't see like a Shamar Stewart. That's kind of like your kind of type of guy, but I just don't see him dropping to 23. There's even a crazy rumor today, like Travis Hunter, they're going to try to trade up for. Like, I don't see that happening. But
there's no way that they're going to be able to afford that card.
I get that. I don't know. One of the corners is but I don't know who's going to be available.
Jade Barron, Maxwell Harrison.
I don't think Barron's their type. I don't know. Gutekunst likes, at least early on, he likes the height, weight, speed guys. Or I mean, Jair was kind of against that because of his height. They have like height thresholds too and arm thresholds. So I don't. It's usually an SEC guy too. So
I think Harrison had one of the fastest times at the combine. So
yeah,
6 foot 180.
Yeah, like I would be happy with him, but I don't. And they're going to play a lot of man. I mean, like obviously he has the speed to do it. Again, like I guess I'm looking at like him and Morrison and Rebel.
Rebel's coming off the ACL.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They haven't, at least early on, taken guys who've coming off injury. But again, it's only a 7-8 year sample. Things change. But that's just where I think they'll go. Yeah, and then I know the fan base every year it's receiver, and I have to hear that.
When was the last time Green Bay took a wide receiver in the first
Javon Walker. Javon Walker. What was that? 04? I'm trying to remember.
Wow.
Yeah, 03, 04.
Wow.
Brian was there.
This is not the year to take a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah.
Just graduated high school.
And I don't. Again, they like the Christian Watson was a good example. That kind of type of guy. They usually like the bigger receivers as well, and I just don't see like McMillan out. McMillan's going to be gone by then.
Yeah.
And I think they even rather have more speed. If McMillan had more speed, else it would make sense, but obviously he doesn't. I mean, he's still good speed. It's solid. But trying to think who else. Like I don't think Abuka is their type, or like Matthew Golden, maybe. I just don't know. I view more Matthew Golden as like a pretty good second receiver if you had him on your team. I just don't. I don't know if that's worth the first rounder. That's my issue with him. But I know there's a lot of teams that like him. I've heard from just rumors or reports. I know what you guys heard, but at least that's my thinking. And again, like edge rusher, they've invested a lot into that position, and like I think Shamar Stewart kind of fits what they like. I just don't see him falling there.
Oh, he'll if he doesn't go down to New Orleans, he'll probably be there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams, I don't know, like Atlanta, Seattle. I mean, Seattle's probably going to get an offensive lineman, I would guess, but they could use edge as well. I don't know. There's some teams that could use it. Like Cincinnati, I guess they could, but I don't see that happening. Probably, they're probably either going defense or a guard or something like that.
If they go anything other than defensive line,
they're gonna be in some trouble.
It's gonna be interesting.
That's just my thoughts. I mean, it could be really all over the place. I mean, like if you look at their team, like I don't think there's a glaring hole. They obviously took a tackle / guard, however you want to view Morgan from last year, who really hasn't played a lot. And now, they're moving some linemen. Jenkins is going to play center this year. It looks like so. Unless they're going to get a tackle to get a new tackle and try to improve that position, but I don't really see him going offensive lineman early either. So
they always seem to have good drafts. They always seem to develop people pretty well. I mean, you're talking about a team that's been in the history books forever, and there's a reason why they continue to maybe if they don't always, win the NFC or anything like that, they're always a name to talk about. Oh, you're playing the Packers. You need to prepare. It's the fucking Packers. You know what I mean? Like they always seem to have players. They always seem to develop players. They always seem to try to get a better coach there, and you guys don't lack on the draft. You guys take it seriously. I mean, I know all 31 other teams do too, but there's a reason why they have been stamped in the history book.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
This is where you could see a Derek Harmon or Walter Nolan go.
Yeah, I mean, I could see either of those guys. What kind of defensive tackle they want.
Because think about who's in your division.
Yeah. I mean,
You got one of the
obviously,
best offensive lines there in Detroit.
I mean, even the Bears is.
The
We'll see what it is. They have
the Bears
on
have
paper right
turned
now,
over their
but,
offensive line,
um,
and then
and
Minnesota still got a really good line. So
Yeah, and they signed the center and the guard from the Colts.
mhm.
So
That was a
Yeah,
great,
I would
great
not
signing.
be hurt. I would not be hurt if I'm a Green Bay Packer fan and I hear Derek Harmon. Would not be hurt by that.
Yeah, all those teams up there, especially if you're in the cold. I know Minnesota moved into indoors and everything, but at one point they were outdoors.
mhm.
Look,
yeah,
you gotta be able to run the ball on those cold days, and you need to have those bodies that know how to do that. So you're gonna pick people from North Dakota, North Dakota State, Wisconsin. Like you're gonna get these guys that know how to already do that. And they're gonna be big bodies, and they're country strong. They're gonna move people.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
well, this was an amazing.
Well, hold on.
We got one
Brian.
more.
Yeah, what's the Jets gonna do?
Yeah.
Pick 7.
I'm gonna hear JETS Jets for about 20 minutes straight. So on
You
the
know
clock.
what? If you get a chance, are you down there? By the way,
I'm gonna be live.
okay.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna be here in JETS, Frank West is gonna be there. I had him on my podcast. He won Chopped on TV, and he's
Okay.
also part of the Gotham City crew. Okay, so I interviewed them as Gotham City crew. So if you tell him I said hello, he'll remember. Well, he'll remember this iconical. But he's a top dog in my book. That dude tailgates for every single home game, dude. He makes perfection food. So
All
Frank
right.
West, shout outs to Frank
Frank
West.
West. All right.
I'm gonna tag him in this anyway, so it doesn't matter. So at pick
Tight end
7.
or tackle. Tight end or tackle.
he's been listening to those
And
reports last day.
and
about
here's a
defense,
hint.
I'm sure.
Here's a hint.
Yeah.
The tackle that you want may not be there.
You know what?
Now Brian's flashy. He likes quarterbacks and stuff.
Yeah. Clearly. You know what I mean? You know what? We're gonna make sure that nobody else gets them. Quinn Ewers. Let's do it right now. Just knock it out. Yeah.
Hey.
Pick 7.
Lock him up.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You know what? I got 3 people in mind here. Okay. And if he falls
Okay.
above all else, I don't care who's on the board. If Mason Graham falls, you pick him. You take him. Okay.
He's going to be there then.
I'm going to say that. And people could be mad all you want. Okay. I think he's a blue chip player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You take him.
agreed.
If he's not there, you take Membu.
Membu will,
And if
will
he's not
likely
there-
not be there.
And if he's not there, Tyler Warren. I will not be mad at any 3 of those.
Either of those 3, you're good.
I would still be happy
Mhm.
with Tet McMillan. I would still be happy. There's different angles. I'll be okay with these, but because
I'm
I
gonna
think
have the
7
heart
is,
attack for you if they announce that pick. I'm gonna have the heart attack for you.
look at 7. There's some really good players, but I'm telling you, since day one, with Mason Graham, if he falls there, that is going to be a nasty defensive line if Graham falls.
There's a good chance that he's gonna be there. Real good chance.
Kenneth gives you that wink without giving you the wink.
I'm giving you. Oh, hey, look, I'm giving all the winks away tonight. I'm giving them all away.
It sort of turns me on. Is that wrong?
Hey, look. After good grief about in the last 2 days about 15 hours worth of calls about where guys are going. It's like, okay, look, let's empty the notebook. Membu, do not be surprised if he's the Raiders pick, even if our number 1 running back's on the board.
Genty.
I would love to have Genty, but I get what they're thinking if they go Membu, because the Raiders can still get a really good running back in round 2. Either one of the Ohio State kids, one of them is going to be there, whether it's Henderson or Junkins, because the offensive coordinator coached both of them, so he's going to know what both of those guys can do better than anybody that's scouting them. So would not be surprised at that. If Ted McMillan goes to Jacksonville, this may be the Daniel Jones to the Giants all over again. I'm hearing catastrophic if they do it. Catastrophic.
That is not good.
The word,
And
the word
the
that
thing
came
is,
out with him was lazy. No work ethic.
Not ideal there.
and this is the thing. I want people to understand this, right? Listening to this podcast, these aren't hearsays, right? It's not like we started a podcast just because we're fans, right? We started a podcast because we want this to be our lifestyle.
Yeah.
This is why we're here. So the information that people are hearing right now is not a like you think. These are meetings from people who are close. These are meetings from people that we can't say out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I don't think people understand that they think it's an opinion. Okay, it's cool. It's an opinion, but from how many shades of bacon of Kevin Bacon? You know what I mean? It's, you know what I'm saying? It's close by. These aren't just our random thoughts that we're just kind of like, hey, it's here. You know what I mean? We
choose our words carefully.
Yeah, and how long have, I mean, Kenneth, you've been working 10 times harder than us for a lot longer to get to where you have to be to have these conversations.
What your guys are doing, what we're doing over here, same thing. You build relationships. People will trust you with information. They'll give you a green light to go with it, or they'll give you, hey, yellow. You can kind of tease it, but don't give it all away. Yeah. And then some stuff, it's a hard red line, like, hey, here's what's going on, but until it's broken, we keep that under wraps. So building that kind of credibility with people in the league, people that were in the league, it takes a while to build that trust as an outsider. And once you're inside of the fold, like Mel Kiper likes to say, you're open up to a lot more information that you can share with your viewers, with your listeners, and you're going to do it in a way that's respectful to the sources that you're getting it from, but also the players that involved. So you're going to fact check and double check everything before you release something, because at the end of the day, these are still people, and you want to respect that. So yeah, you choose your words very carefully when you're making some of these statements, because I mean, you guys aren't in it for the clickbait. I mean, like you said, this is a livelihood, and you're going to take it seriously. And I absolutely respect that about all three of you guys, and absolutely love coming on with you. So always be respectful with the information that I'm going to give out, and just looking forward to seeing you guys continue to grow as we continue to grow. So it's a great partnership, and you guys are absolutely killing it.
Appreciate those kind words, Kenneth. I mean, it's a lot coming from you. I mean, if you guys see what he's presented to us a couple times, I don't even know what I'm looking at half the time, but it makes sense.
Yeah, our brain was mush afterwards, but
yeah.
Let me tell you, and it's only grown since then. So
I fried an egg on my head. Okay, that's how hot it was.
It's terrifying and exciting all at the same time.
Yeah, like my computer can process 4K, right? But it takes a little longer. Okay, it probably can't process 8K, and that's what this was trying to do when I saw your formula. So, in case you were wondering, this is what it turned into after a while. When you have too much sun, okay, and it just turned. The farther I go back, the more sunburn I get. So, I've learned to work with the contrast and the brightness on my, on the show. But yeah, I think it was a great show. Great 7 mock. Kenneth,
a lot of fun, guys.
Enjoy the trip, man. You know what I mean? This is what we live for. This is the
fun part of it. The hard work has already been done. Now it's let's see who blinks tomorrow night and Friday night. I tell people the most important night of the draft for me is never night one. It's always night two, because that's where the core of your roster is really gonna come from. If you miss on a first round pick, yeah, that's big and it's gonna get headlines. But if you're not hitting a high percentage on your second and third round picks, that's when your roster gets in trouble. So that's the night that I'm really going to be paying a lot of attention to.
And Flint, thank you for joining us again, man. Again, wealth of knowledge. You always are. You always have great breakdowns. You have, you know exactly, the size of these guys, what they can do, what they can't do, what systems are supposed to be in. Like, you're just well-rounded every time you come on the show. So we always appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem, and thank you. It was a pleasure to be on here again.
Appreciate that. And for anybody else watching, listening, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you're listening on Spotify. Scroll up, leave us a comment, 5 stars, anything like that. Please hit us on Instagram, TikTok. Make sure that you guys are following. We're always posting other colleges, other schools, anybody that is a top dog that we can see talent in, we are putting it out there. So make sure that you guys hit like, subscribe, send us a message at topdogcoverage@gmail.com if you guys have any questions. Website is still being worked on, but when it is there, it is going to be pristine.
Yeah, send us some draft takes. Who you think's going where? Just share it with us.
Yeah. There's never anything that we don't want to talk about, ball. So thank you, everybody, for another show. And draft day is upon us. Have your cookies and milk out for the GM tonight. And let's let it rock and roll. All right. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Appreciate you guys.